Welcome back to the channel. Today I am reviewing the Civivi Cetos. This is a knife that is kind of aimed at the EDC crowd. I'm going to entitle this review So Close because this knife is so close to being one that I would keep as an excellent EDC, but there is a pretty decent flaw to it. So let's jump into it. We're going to talk about, same as usual, construction, ergonomics, and my overall conclusions about the knife. Construction on this knife, obviously you've got a wood side and a steel side. The steel side forms the frame lock. I like the way they have reinforced this frame lock by leaving some of the metal there. That resists twisting forces to the frame lock. Makes it a lot sturdier. This wood side is not just wood. This is actually wood with a steel insert, which you'll see in the disassembly video that I will put up. Makes it a very sturdy knife. I love that they have gone with all T8 hardware, except for the pocket clip, which is T6. So kind of weird there, but it's okay. 14C 28N steel. They've got a nice pivot bolt here with the Civivi logo on it. They do that a lot. I'm a fan of that. Nice to see something. If you're going to make a custom bolt like they pretty much always do with pivot bolts nowadays, it's nice to see something where they've got some style put into it. This is a durable and slim knife. So this is kind of aimed at the bug out crowd size relative. Let's look at it next to a bug out. So a little longer, a little slimmer, not quite as deep this way, but this is bug out levels of slim on the handle, right? So it carries very nicely in the pocket. Here's it next to a Griptilian. Here is it next to a Reich P108. And then the zero tolerance 452, which I compare to a lot of stuff. So there's a size comparison on there. Let's talk about ergonomics. So I did mention that this is nice and slim. It is a little bit of a long, narrow handle, but it's not too long and narrow. So even my large hand fits on there pretty well. When I was doing my cutting testing with it, it didn't give me grip fatigue or anything like that. The back of the knife, the slot in here is very smooth. They have rounded both the wood and the metal. Excellent attention to detail. Love that. Like the jimping that's not sharp. There's literally nothing sharp or irritating anywhere on this knife. Very well done there. The only real problem with this is the flipper, right? This is a very small flipper. Because of the way they've done the detent on this knife, there's a lot of detent to it. You can't really mess with it much, or it just doesn't lock up securely. But that flipper is small and the action is stiff. And it's just kind of annoying. And I hate to say that because this is otherwise such a good knife. And that's why I say this knife is so close. To me, that flipper action is just not good enough. Especially when there are other knives like the Civivi Voltaic, where it's much better. I'm going to do a review of this coming up soon, but you can see these are very similar knives. Biggest difference, this one has an excellent flipper, this one does not. So, do I like this knife? Yeah, conclusions wise, I mean, it's an excellent knife, just the flipper's a little too small, right? There's nothing necessarily wrong with it. It's perfectly fine, but the Voltaic is just a better knife, and it's so close to the same otherwise. I don't understand why you would buy this one instead of that one, unless you really like that slim handle. If you're really into the bug out levels of slim, this is going to be definitely in that range. So that is my review. Hopefully that is helpful. I'm going to do disassembly in a separate video, so that's coming up. Watch for that. Do all the YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, etc., and have a nice day.